AutoMapper's last free version just got hit with a high severity security vulnerability. And if you're still using AutoMapper version 14, your application could be affected. Let's break down what happened, what it means for the free version, and whether you should stop using it. And this is the vulnerability. It's a denial of service via uncontrolled recursion. It scored a 7.5 out of 10, making it a high severity. Now, when we look at the demo in a bit, this is a little bit high, and maybe they're trying to scaremonger you. Now, it has been patched, but interestingly, it's only been patched in the paid versions. Now, if you didn't know, AutoMapper became a paid version from version 15, where you had to pay a license if your company earned over a certain amount every year. So maybe this is a way of them to try and push more companies onto the paid product. Anyways, let's have a look at the summary. So AutoMapper is vulnerable to a denial of service attack. When mapping deeply nested object graphs, the library uses recursive method calls without enforcing a default maximum depth limit. This allows an attacker to provide a specifically crafted object graph that exhausts the thread stack memory, triggering a stack overflow exception and causing the entire application process to terminate. So a stack overflow exception is fatal for the application. It will crash the application and stop working. Let's have a look at the proof of concept. So this only happens if your type that you're mapping has a nested type of the same type. So for example, if you had a user type and you had a related user in there which was part of the user type, then if you went down so many levels, so the example's around 25 to 30,000 levels, then it will cause a stack overflow exception and will be fatal for your application. And here's the thing, it's affected every major version of AutoMapper. So if you've got AutoMapper in your applications, you're going to be affected. So AutoMapper has a staggering 1 billion downloads, and it's been going ever since 2011. So it's been going a very long time. I mean, I probably started using it around probably version 2.2. We have had similar issues with this before, where we've had nested types and it's got itself into a loop. It never caused a stack overflow exception, but it did make it very slow. We had to actually implement our own max depth to try and sort that out. But essentially, it's affected every major version. So if you're using AutoMapper, this is something to take note. And we'll have a look and see what the issue is now. Okay, so here's the demo. We've got this user DTO, which has got a name, and then it's got a nested object type of user DTO with related user. User mapper, we got the same. So we've got the name, and then we've got the nested object type in there as well. We set up a user profile for AutoMapper where we're mapping the user DTO to user mapper DTO. And we've just set up the map there within the application. If we scroll down with this endpoint, we're passing in the user DTO, we're passing in the mapped object, and then returning a 204 no content response. So I managed to get ChatGPT to generate a body that I could use. So I'm going to copy and paste that into the console. And I'll remove the console.log. So let's copy that and paste it into Swagger. We'll remove the apostrophes. So this is the nested object type that we're going to be using. And let's execute that. So interestingly, it's returned a 400 bad request rather than the Stack Overflow exception that was on that GitHub vulnerability. And the reason being is that the JSON max depth has kicked in. The maximum configured depth of 64 has been exceeded. Cannot read next JSON object. It's a JSON reader exception. Let's increase the max depth to say 50,000, and I want to put a breakpoint on the endpoint to make sure that it's running it. Let's try that again. So we've got the Stack Overflow exception, but interestingly, it didn't hit our endpoint for mapper.map. That makes me think it isn't AutoMapper that's causing the Stack Overflow exception. I think it's to do with the fact that we've increased the max depth of the JSON serializer, and that's what's causing the issue. If we have a look at the call stack, so there's a lot of references to JSON, so I'm under the assumption that it was actually the JSON serializer that caused that issue. Right, let's scrap that test and use the example in the vulnerability. So we'll change the circular type to user DTO, and we'll also add the nested type as well. So the name of it is related user. We need to change it in both instances. And we're going to be mapping it to user mapper DTO like that. We're going to put a breakpoint on that and test it again. Right, let's test that again. So it's calling our mapper.map. And we're now getting the Stack Overflow exception. So that's how we've managed to recreate it. So we can see this is an issue, but it's not as bad as what was first feared because of the JSON serializer max depth. Having said that though, a lot of CI pipelines are going to fail because of this security vulnerability, so we need to fix it. If you're looking for a modern day .NET application that uses .NET 10 and is free of AutoMapper, you can check out my Minimal APIs for Complete Beginners course at roundthecode.com/min1 or via the link in the YouTube description. Going back to AutoMapper, let's see how we can resolve this vulnerability. As I said earlier, the paid versions of AutoMapper have already been patched. So if you don't mind paying for a license or you don't qualify for one, the simplest way is just to update to the latest version. So we're going to update it to 16.1.1. Let's try that again. So it's hitting our mapper.map endpoint and it runs successfully. So that's how you fix it for the paid version. But I bet a lot of you are thinking, I don't want to have to pay for this package, despite the fact that the company I work for makes millions every year in profit. I don't want to ask for an increased budget. Well, if that's you, there are some resolutions on how to resolve it for the free version. The easiest way to resolve this in code is that when you create a map, you can set the max depth for it. So we're going to set that to 64. Now I bet a lot of you are thinking, I've got a lot of mappers in my application. That's going to take me ages to add max depth to all of them. Well, don't you worry, because I've got a resolution for that. You can call options.internal and then you can call for all maps, and you need to pass in a couple of parameters for that. It's the second one that we're interested in, so it's called mapping expression, and with that parameter we can call max depth 64. And for all our mappers, it will set the max depth to 64 levels. If you want to take the vulnerability out of your build, you can add this no warn to the AutoMapper in the CSproj file. So the NU1903, that represents a high vulnerability, and this ID here is the GitHub advisory. If you're using NuGet audit as well, you can suppress it by doing that. Now this will do it for each individual project. You can use directory builds.props, and this will do it if you add this file into the root of your solution. It will do it for all the projects within it. Despite those fixes though, your application may still fail the CI pipeline because of the vulnerability. So how can we resolve that? Well, the last free version of AutoMapper, which was version 14, was forked into a project called Magic Mapper. You can use that, and the good thing is they've already patched this vulnerability. The actual fix for it was only 5 lines of code. So they set a default max depth of 64, and then within the type map plan builder, if the max depth is set to 0, then just set it to the default max depth, which is 64. So that's an option for you. The developer in charge of AutoMapper has come up with some situations where this vulnerability might occur. So database-driven tree structures, so think common threads with parents. It's a bit like that example we showed earlier with the user and related user. An attacker can create individual items which wouldn't trigger any overflow, then trigger a stack overflow on a page that shows the full hierarchy. Now I think what he's getting at here is that an attacker can access your database and then trigger this vulnerability. But if an attacker can access your database, you've got much bigger issues than a circular dependency problem in AutoMapper. Deserializer without depth limits, as we showed earlier, the max depth for JSON would kick in on an API endpoint, but there's other deserializers that do not. I've never used any of them, so I'll have to take his word for that. File upload processing, it's also not an uncommon use case to map XML or YAML into AutoMapper. So if that's something that you're doing, then it could be potentially a vulnerability. And externally sourced data, so if you're getting your data from an external source, then again, if it's using AutoMapper to map it, again, that could be a vulnerability. Despite all this though, it doesn't seem as likely as the high severity would indicate. Let me know in the YouTube comments what you think about this vulnerability. Does it warrant the high severity score? Or is this a way of trying to push more companies onto the paid product? And is there anything wrong with paying for this product? At the end of the day, the developer has spent thousands of hours over the years developing it, so it's only right that he should be compensated. And if you want to learn more about .NET, watch this video next. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.